But people can, in the city of Houston, as you know, that is required to sell food in any establishment, whether it be a convenience store or whatever else it is. And that's not about the selling of food. That's about whether or not you know how to prepare, keep things clean and sanitary. And it does go through foodborne illnesses. And I took this 20 years ago, actually as long. So I know that lay people can learn just about anything because you have to pass that test, as you know.
My concern is that there are two courses. There's a certified food manager's course, which I believe you took.
Yes, I understand there's a difference.
And then there's a food handler's course. The food handler's course is only 2 hours, and it doesn't cover to the extent a food manager's course does. Now, with the cottage food industry, I'm not sure that all parts of the food manager's course are applicable, but by the same token, I'm not sure there's enough in the food handler's program.
I'm not going to take up a lot of the committee's time, but what I do know is, and I'm going to ask you the same question, how many times has someone called the Harris County Health Department about an establishment that is already regulated, that is inspected on a regular basis, and how many calls have you actually gotten about other types of service that may be, we're calling it cottage foods. We used to call it, the lady over there that sells lunches with, good oxtails and some sweet potato, yams, candy yams, and cabbage. Because you can't buy them. People don't cook cabbage a lot. So I'm just trying to, give me a sense of.
I would say
I understand your education says that this is what we ought to do, and I understand that. But just give me a sense of that.
So I will say that we do not receive many incidents of foodborne illness. We receive about 100 complaints a year for 6,700 food establishments. Reporting is very low for foodborne illness, and CDC confirms that. For our unregulated establishments, we occasionally get calls. I can think of one in particular in the last maybe 2 years that we had on the cake decorating business. But again, reporting is so low.
I understand. Even though it says in every establishment, wash your hands, all employees are to wash their hands before they go back to the place, is it possible that hepatitis or other different foodborne illnesses spread within facilities that follow all of the regulations? No.
It is possible. It certainly is. However, our concern is, again, with home kitchens where the equipment is not dedicated just to
what I learned in my
preparation.
food service management in the course is people understand how to sanitize and not mix the cooked food with the raw food. But these are very, simple, complex. I just tell you, and I do, I'm one of these public health people, but in this case, I just think it may be just too much.
Well, and
I get you. I'm not, but this may be. Yeah, you know what I mean? I know you have to. You're a trained professional, and I understand that. It's just,
well,
I'm trying to keep my chair.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I'm about to go garnet cold again.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to be nice.
And he's trying to be lower cold course. And this is not aimed at you, but this is exactly why I filed the Let My People Go bill. I've really, and I've got he says he's a Democrat tax spend and regulate person. And I'm a Republican, libertarian, let my people go. And here's the deal, and I just want to say, and then everybody can shorten your testimony, okay? Because I'm really for this bill, okay? And we're going to pass this bill, or Eddie, for one. But here's the thing, I just really think that we cannot protect all people from all things. I mean, we can't, okay? And I operate convenience stores, and we have food service in some of them, and some of them we don't. And we ask our employees to take care of things and, by truly grace. No, you're here to take care of me. But anyway, I'm just saying that I think your testimony is really, I know you're an expert, but it gives light to why I think I filed a bill. These are people that are just trying to make it go. And I mean, that's kind of how America was created, on these people. And I know that we have to do things that the consumer can figure it out. If that's a dirty kitchen, they're not going to eat there, and they can ask to see it anyway. I'm going Garnet Coleman on y'all, and he's going Lois Colcourse. So let's shorten all the testimonies to all the ladies out there, because we have tons of bills still left, but I think this committee might get it. Yes, sir. Thank you for coming. I really do.
Are there any other questions? Mr. Garrett? No. Thank you. David Carter. Is David Carter here? Members, we have some resource witnesses. Do we need a resource witness or several? No? Does anyone else wish to testify on, for, or against House Bill 1139 or House Bill 2084? No. Yes. Thank you. Have you filled out a witness application?
I did actually fill one out and filled out early because we had someone who had to go home early who was supposed to testify. They asked me to testify, so I originally checked the no.
Okay.
I do have one already filled out. Okay.
Are you testifying on both bills? Well, tell us who you are, who you represent, which bills you're testifying on, and whether you're for them or not.
Okay. My name is Peggy Higgins. I'm testifying on behalf of myself. I am for 1139. I'm also for 2084. I'm testifying on behalf of 1139, but I do support both bills. Okay. First of all, I want to tell you that the cookies that you got will not make you sick because you didn't purchase them. They were a gift. In 2008, finally, with an empty nest, my husband and I moved to the next phase of our life. This was the year that I fell in love with cake decorating. I took the classes at my local hobby store, and I gave my class projects away because they're 4 weeks long, and you make a cake for 4 weeks times 4 classes. And you can't possibly eat that much cake. In fact, I hardly ever eat cake anymore. What I've learned since then, I've taught mostly by myself. I've learned on my own. In 2009, at the beginning of the year, stick to this time, and I was going to work to pay off all our bills so that I could open my own cake boutique. Not a shop, not a bakery, a cake boutique by appointment only. 15 days later, my husband came home from work early because he was fired from his job. That's when the economy fell out. My husband had health problems. He wasn't able to stay awake at work. There were many times when I had to drive him to work because of the medication that he takes. And at this point, he doesn't even drive anymore because of the medication that he takes, and we just want to make sure everybody's safe. That's our responsibility. Nobody's told him he can't drive, but because of what he does take, he doesn't. He doesn't drive. I'd love to have a legal kitchen, but because he lost his income and we lost 2/3 of our income, I can't do that. And because of that, I can't go to someone and ask them to loan me the money because nobody's going to loan me money on an unproved business, and nobody's going to loan me money on my credit because of the loss of a job. Current Texas law states basically that my kitchen is not clean enough to serve the general public. But in 26 years of marriage and raising my family, I have never one time made them sick. And all of the birthday parties and birthday cakes that I've made and every meal that I've prepared for friends and when we've had office parties when my husband worked, I never made anybody sick. That means I have a 100% success rate in my kitchen. In 2009, we came before you with the Baker's bill that Representative Gavis authored, and that bill died on the calendar. This session, we come to you with better bills that makes it more possibilities for other people. And the only thing that's keeping me from moving on with what I want to do is legalization. I have the clients. This is how I've made ends meet, is illegally selling my products. I don't have a choice. I can't leave my husband alone at home and not be there to take care of him. I'm fortunate enough that I have a full-time job that I do work from home, but I'm regulated to that. You know, I've got to work at certain hours of the day. I can't obtain insurance. I can't advertise, and I can't go to the wedding shows that are in my area. The reason I can't is because I'm not legal. I don't have any documentation that says that I'm eligible to go. I may not have the cleanest kitchen. I have a kitchen that doesn't make people sick, and I definitely probably don't have it by their standards. It's not because I don't want to. I want to take classes to be able to learn how to, and I'm willing to do that. But I also want to be legal, and I want to be able to move to the next step. Just because the economy dropped out and my husband lost his job doesn't mean that I have to give up what I want. I won't be done that all the time. It's time for me to get what I want, to take care of everybody else. It's currently easier to obtain a babysitter's license where you can watch 3 children in your home and nobody inspects your kitchen. We respectfully request that you allow us to come out of shadows and that you legitimize our businesses so that we can create possibility for businesses. For me, what that means is I would be able to move to the next level because without advertising, I can't. And basically, if home kitchens are clean enough in other states for cottage food laws to be passed, how come they're not in Texas? What makes us different? That's all.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions? Is there anyone else who would like to testify for, on, or against either of these bills or both? Then the chair recognizes Representative Rodriguez to close. He had to step out. Chair Veronica.
I think Representative Rodriguez would want to thank everyone for having stayed so late to testify on these bills, and I think we heard a lot of good testimony, and we have to face what the realities are. So I think the realities are that people are doing this, and certification may help to assure that there's safety, but we're not going to change the fact that people are selling food out of their home. And so with that, I close for Representative Rodriguez.
Thank you, Chair Gonzalez. The chair withdraws the committee substitute and leaves House Bill 1139 pending before the committee. The chair recognizes Chairwoman Colhorst to close.
Thank you. I won't belabor. I think I closed when we had the lady from Harris County. I closed. Thank you all for coming today.
Thank you. The chair withdraws the committee substitute and leaves House Bill 2084 pending before the committee. Thank you all very much.
Okay. The chair, members, the next item on our agenda is House Bill 3406. It's tab 23 in your notebooks. The chair lays out House Bill 3406. There is a committee substitute. The chairman offers up the committee substitute for House Bill 3406, and the chair